Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you indeed. Thank you so much for making that choice to tune in to us today and share with us. Make sure you get online and see what is happening on our Facebook page. We also keep you up to date on news and all of that other wonderful stuff. Now we want to reach out to neighboring Trinidad and Tobago and reach out to a young gospel artist. He has a big concert coming up, and we just wanted to check in on him because it's always great to see, recording artists doing their thing. He is hosting a concert that celebrates his 12 years in the into music ministry. So let's say good morning to Mekaiel. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Not many get it correct, but you did. You did.
All right. So tell me about your foray into gospel ministry. You know, what really prompted it?
Honestly, life and everything that came with it. So I grew up in a singing family, but that did not inform what I wanted to do. Honestly, I wanted to not do any music, and I just found myself, funny enough, being pulled right back into music in itself. And I said to myself, you know what, I've been through enough, I've seen enough with my family and myself, where I want to dedicate my service to God. So I said, you know what, it's not going to be mainstream, it's going to be gospel. I know it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, but this is the path that I've chosen, and yeah, that's how I got into the gospel music, basically. Yeah,
How were you received on the scene? I know sometimes when we're talking about, getting into music, usually people have, their set favorites. And we find this in gospel music as well. So sometimes really breaking into the ministry can be a little difficult. But how were you received, and how was your message being received?
Well, particularly now, yes, definitely there is a huge, I guess you can say, a huge acceptance of the type of music that I do, that worship styles music, that contemporary flavor style gospel music. But in the beginning, honestly, because also my faith is of the Seventh-day Adventist religion, that to a degree had folks a bit timid or wondering, is he going to come to us in a holier than thou kind of mentality? I mean, all Christians sometimes can find ourselves doing that, but I guess there's a stigma because of specific persons that have done specific things in history and whatnot to Seventh-day Adventism. So for me, that was another hill that I had to cross over. But because of being my authentic self from day one to now, folks recognized in radio, in events and whatnot, that okay, he's coming to preach the same message that we all preach, which is the love of God, the grace of God, the mercy of God. That is the bottom line, or that is the straightforward message, and God soon coming. That's it. There's nothing more that needs to be said. Whatever I believe, it still stands to reason that I believe that okay, God came, He died for us. He wants all of His children to follow Him, to serve Him, to be with Him. So that has helped, in terms of being my authentic self from the beginning to now. It helps in a major way, So I've seen where folks really they adapt or they love. They no longer look at the in your face vision. They're not reading the book by the cover necessarily. They're hearing the message and they're like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. So that's the best way I could answer that.
All right. You answered it well. I want to wish you all the best on your concert that's coming up on June 18th under the title With One Voice. And I most certainly hope it will be available online so that we can tune in from here in Barbados. If that wasn't in the plans, Make sure that you put that in the plan so that we can get some Barbadians to tune in and
Yes.
hear your ministry. And then after the concert, you definitely must come on back and tell us how it went from your
Not a
perspective. So
problem.
thank you so much for sharing.
And thank you guys for having me. It means a lot. I'm still sometimes flabbergasted at the fact that yeah, it's 12 years. You know, it's not an easy feat. It's 12 years, but I'm grateful. I'm thankful, and trust me, as you rightfully said, we're going to make sure that you guys are able to view it and enjoy it and be blessed by it. Some way or the other, we're going to make sure that happens.
Thank you so much, Mekaiel, Trinidad and Tobago gospel recording artist, telling us all about his ministry. Well, that brings an end to today's presentation of Morning Barbados on this World Agritourism Day. And as we look toward World Hypertension Day tomorrow, we just want to remind you to be selective about what you eat and, you know, keep that top of mind, especially for our children.